Hey Todd, I'm just wondering, um, Deshaun Watson's post-game press conference, how does that impact your decision on your starting quarterback? And when do you anticipate making this decision?
It does not, and I anticipate making it tomorrow.
Okay, and what are the last sort of aspects that will go into this decision?
I still have a few things to weigh out, but I'm not going to get into that. But we anticipate naming the starter tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Tony.
Sorry, was not, didn't think I was up that quick. Todd, so much has been talked about Deshaun's headspace being right, at this point, and it didn't look right and after that game. Um, do you need to talk to him about handling this situation better?
Well, I talked to all of our players beyond even yesterday post game or things we did in the game or each week. So I'll keep those conversations private. But again, I think Deshaun spoke from the heart. Um, None of us ever, we all want to play well
Hmm.
as a team and individually. I think he was, there's no question we were all frustrated. Certainly could have coached better, could have played better.
So the follow-up is there were probably 15, 20,000 people at that game after the rains and the storm. There'll be 65,000 in the Carolina game when you guys come back for the home opener, and that could be louder. Um, you're concerned about surrendering a home field advantage by playing him.
I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is us playing well as a team and on offense. Because when you play well, none of the other stuff matters. Just play well, coach well, score points, win games, and none of that will even matter.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey Todd, Deshaun said that he was asked if the negativity, if he get over it, and he said he didn't know. When you talk to him, do you think he still can play here and still wants to play here?
I do. I haven't gotten any of that from him since I've been here. All I've seen from him is a player that's worked awfully hard to get back to where he is now and given himself a chance to compete at the highest level. I've been really pleased with how he's worked, how he's approached every day. And I listen, we didn't play well enough collectively. And I'm sure that was frustrating for him. And it was for us as well. But like I said, we control that. We control that with how we coach, how we play. And I mean, none of us like to be booed. None, we all like to be appreciated. I think that's just human. Okay. I think he emptied his heart a little bit. Uh, and I don't think that says who he is. I see the competitor in him. I see the everyday work he puts in, and he wants to be back. He wants to get back to where he was as best he can, and that's hard. And again, I think the moment just got him after the game, and it can get all of us.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Daniel.
Hey Todd, when we talked to Deshaun, he's made reference to like when we asked him specifically about the quarterback decision, he's made reference to not only you but the front office, the Haslams. So with that, I want to ask like what input, if any, will front office, the front office and ownership have when it comes to this overall quarterback decision?
Well, I'll just make reference to any decision that's made in terms of football. We're all involved in that. I mean, whether it's the draft or whether it's the roster, whether it's game day, who's up and who plays. But ultimately, the quarterback decision will be mine.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Cam.
Hi, Todd. I know that obviously external noise is what it is, and you guys have to move past that. But For you, is there a specific way that you can handle not letting that noise get too loud to impact or sway your decisions or impact the performance of, we'll say, a quarterback on the field?
Well, I mean, ultimately, like I said earlier, our job's to put the best product on the field and the best players on the field that we feel like give us the best chance to move the football, score points, and win games. So ultimately, that's what I look at, irrespective of outside noise. I don't worry about that. What I worry about is if we don't play very well, then you got to pivot. But the point is how do we put the best players on the field, the best system together to allow their talent to shine?
I guess kind of off of that though, when you're making this decision and when you're weighing this out, have you allowed yourself at all to think past week one of the decision, or is this decision solely based on that opening game? Have you thought about week three, four, five when it comes to the quarterback decision?
Not really. And I think even with yesterday, if you take in the full body, we have to take in the full body of work. That's one opportunity that they had on the field, both of them, just like the week before, an opportunity, just like the practices against the Bills were an opportunity to showcase their ability and others' ability, and where they're at this point, where we're at as an offense. So I don't look at it that way. I look at it, what has been the full body of work, and then ultimately who gives us the best chance to win week one. I mean, us coming out of the gate. And I'm frustrated because yesterday and for 2 weeks, we just haven't played well in the second half. And the first halves, we've been fine. We've given ourselves a chance to compete. And Thursday against the Bills, ones on ones, which I put a lot more stock into, we were fine. Now we'll see, as we keep going down the road and we get ready for the first game. But I'm not going to let one half of football, one frustrating moment, dictate what our decision is going to be that we think is in the best interest of the Browns moving forward, and especially week one.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Ashley.
Todd, just watching the film back yesterday with Shador's half, what were some of your takeaways for how he did in those first two quarters?
Well, I thought he operated a lot more smoothly than he did the first week, like handling cadence. We had a couple opportunities to draw them off sides, chance for a couple free plays. Thought we got in and out of the huddle more efficiently. I think his command of the offense has grown leaps and bounds. So there was a lot there to like. When we had protection, I think he stood in there and made throws down the field. He did escape, one time and gave us, without the holding call, an opportunity for a play off of a drop back. So there was a lot there to like of how he performed. Again, it's been the tale of 2 weeks. It's been the same each week. It just feels like that we've played better in the first half, and then come right before halftime in the second half, collectively, along with coaching, we haven't done as well.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Jeff.
So Todd, one more on the Deshaun situation. What was your reaction to what he said? And if you do name him the starter, what can you expect the reaction to be like in that first home game for the regular season?
Well, I'll go backwards, forwards. I'm not concerned about the first home game. I'm concerned about who gives us the best chance to win first week. We'll get to that when we get to it. My reaction was a young man who's worked awfully hard to get back to where he is now. And he wants to, in the worst way, play winning football for the Browns organization and the fans. And it didn't go as we had hoped, or he did, I'm sure. And I think we have to be a little bit careful of judging someone right after going out there to play, feeling like he's put in the work, and then to not perform as well as he would have wanted. And like I said, we all want to be appreciated. And he spoke from the heart. And I don't ever blame someone that speaks from the heart. And then someone would say, well, do you feel like he doesn't have confidence? I don't see that. I don't see that every day. I see a young man that has confidence, and he wanted to perform in the worst way at a high level.
Is it difficult for you, since you weren't here these last 4 years, is it difficult for you to understand where the fans are coming from?
No, it's not. I mean, the business we are in is a performance-based business. I mean, it is what it is. When we expect a service, we're going to be disappointed when we don't get that service. If you go to a restaurant and your soup comes out and it's cold, you're going to be pissed. Okay, that's just the way it is. If you order from the grocery store and they deliver it and 6 of your eggs are broken, you're going to be pissed. Okay, so I get it. That's what we're in. I mean, that's why we're paid what we are. I mean, to perform at a high level. And when we don't, then that's the repercussions of it. We've run to this smoke. This is the job we've chosen. So this is part of it.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Brendan.
Hey, Todd, maybe just stepping back a little more macro level here. On the offensive side of the ball in particular, your expectations coming into camp versus where you see this offense right now, how are those equating?
Well, again, it's day to day because when we left Thursday with the ones and our O line intact, I felt really, really good. And I still do. And we're not a finished product yet because it's our first year here together. Now we got to get that up to speed and get it running and be ready to really get after it in Jacksonville. But I see a good number of signs of the guys that we're going to be counting on playing at a high level and improving. And I like our young players. I like the way the line came together on Thursday. And I can't wait to keep building on that.
And then as far as this last preseason game goes, I mean, obviously it's a dress rehearsal type game. Is there anything in particular that has your attention that you most want to see to give you whatever good feeling you need going in, or clarify something that you need outside of the quarterback decision here?
Well, at this point, being Sunday, there are still some roster spots to be had. There still is a lot to play for. And whenever you take the field with the Browns uniform, it's the expectations of the name on the back of their jersey and the helmet and what that stands for. So to me, there's always a lot to play for. And the product we put out there, our players are still playing for spots. I do anticipate, I'm excited to see Taylon Green play. I want to see him play and give him an opportunity to build on what he showed at the limited reps that he did get against the Bills.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Kelsey.
Todd, you guys had to place Alex Wright on injured reserve today, but then signed Derek Barnett. How do you think Derek fits this defense and what he can bring you guys on the edge?
Well, I've been a big fan of his over the last few years, just watching him play with relentless effort, his toughness, what he brings to the table, from what I've heard as a teammate. So I'm excited to get out there and watch him compete. I've never been on the same team as him. Obviously, we're disappointed for Alex. And I would say in some ways, I feel like I've grown a little bit close to Alex over the few months that we've been together. I think that he was all in, really starting to lead in his own way. And he certainly brings a certain style of toughness to our defense that we will miss. But that's the NFL. And you do lose players. And I'm disappointed for him, how hard he's worked and what he brings to the table.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go back to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Todd, just wondering, is there anything that you guys can do, knowing that Deshaun's going to have to venture back into that stadium again where those things can happen again? Is there anything that you guys can do as a team, as an organization, to, I don't know, equip him with a tool bag that he can work with to manage it? And then also, do you believe that he has the mental toughness that you require in your starting quarterback.
I believe he does. I'll just speak to that. I believe he does. I've seen it on a daily basis. Again, I've been around him 6 months. I've seen him bounce back. Practice days get better every day that we've been out there with our offense. I've just seen it. So I know he's got that in him. I'm not going to speak to where we go moving forward with that, but I've seen it in him. I know he has it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do three more. First one from Daniel.
So I wanted to ask for an update on Malik Collins. Do you anticipate he'll be activated from PUP before roster cut down? And just do you have any optimism on any other guys returning to practice this week?
I anticipate Malik. We're hopeful that we'll get him this week, that he'll start this week. I think Mike Burton will be back this week. I'm trying to anticipate. I'm looking at Peter, like who the rest of guys that we anticipate being back. Kamara being back, Sapp being back, D'Angelo Ross being back, hopefully. He was already started to come back a little bit. Carson will do a little bit more this week. So again, outside of Alex, and we've been relatively healthy other than minor nicks and bruises, we've been really lucky.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go Scott.
Todd, I got two quick ones. Do you anticipate playing the starters Thursday night?
I do not.
Even the quarterback too? Nobody?
I do not.
Okay. And then do you think Mike Hall at end is a full-time switch this year given the injury to Alex?
I'm not going to go there yet. I do think there's a place for him there, but I think where the depth becomes, where Derek fits, are we going to add another end, right? Like you say that, and then all of a sudden you have someone nicked up inside. I think with Mike's versatility, I don't think we would ever say that's full time. But again, we still have 3 weeks left. I mean, we have a full week this week with our guys. We have another week next week. And then we've still got a lot of football. We're only really at the halfway point, somewhat, of getting ready for the first game, which is exciting. I mean, I see it that way. I say we're only at the halfway point of where we're at, getting some guys back, especially in the O-line, and then defensively getting Malik back. And so I'm excited. And then eventually getting Carson back. I mean, getting those guys back and practicing and working as one.
Thanks.
Last one from Tony.
All right. Am I good? You hear me?
Yes, we hear you, Tony.
Two real quick ones. Number one, I understand everything you said about Shedeur in the game. He had good stats and all. 116 yards total offense, though, the first half. So what's missing to beef that up?
Well, we started off, the thing that hurt us was we really only had 4 drives. And in the one drive right before half, we went 3 and out. That probably was the most frustrating. Not really the yards, because we only had 3 other drives. It was the one drive that we scored on, and the other one we had a chance to score. We got in great field position and didn't finish. It is frustrating. Again, it's very hard to control the game and be as explosive as you want if you don't run it as well as you like. And we ran it well the first drive. We really did. Had some nice runs there, and we certainly have to do that better and scheme it better. That's probably as much as anything. If we don't turn it over in the first half and we get a field goal or a touchdown, irrespective of yards, I'm excited to have 10 or 14 points. That as much as anything. A little bit like the week before we played the Bears. We got 10 points and felt like that we certainly had an opportunity. We had a drop then too. I mean, we had a drop with Harold Fannin that led to a field goal. So we just got to clean some of those things up. And we're certainly capable of executing at a much higher level. In the first drive, I did think, obviously, that third down touchdown pass was great protection. Guys did a good job on the route. We just got to be able to be a little bit more explosive and run the ball better.
The other thing is, do you anticipate starting Taylon Green against New England?
I do not.
Okay. All right.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.